Okay, this is the customer class. We created four customers. First, the customer class consists of four four fields: the customer's name, the amount he has in his wallet, the ID, the fuel type, and the fuel amount he needs. We added four customers using the function general add. The function general add is basically it takes two parameters. It's a generic function which takes in two parameters: the pump identifier, tank identifier, customer identifier, and transaction identifier. For which we pass in an identifier and an object of a class. This determines which class the object is a part of, and then it adds it to the list. Same thing we did for listing, also deleting and adding. Rather than creating a function for each class, I made a generic function which takes it, keeping our code dry by me not repeating myself every time. So testing it, it goes like this. Run it. Okay. Full name. This is the four entries. Editing it, we edited Mr. James from Mr. Castle. Also, and then deleting the customers. Mama Mia was deleted. That's for testing the customers. Okay. Okay. Similarly, we're testing for all the classes. This time, okay. We're already done with customers. Next is pumps. Okay. So these are our pump, the pump ID and whether it's activated or not. This is dependent on the amount in which the customer has. The amount the customer has, the system controller checks, calculates the amount and sends it to the transaction. The transaction now determines if the tank should activate the pumps. So this is the pump ID, false. Editing the pumps, we change this to, okay, edited the last one for one from true to false. Deleting the pumps, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 5 entries, now we have 4. And then we're testing for tanks also. This, each tank class contains a list of pumps. So here we are recording the pump count. The tank A has 4. Tank A has four pumps. Tank B also, the second one also has 4 pumps. Diesel, gas. These are the prices per liter. Deleting the tanks and editing the tanks. It was edited and deleting the tanks. We had 2 entries, now we had 1. Moving to transactions. Transaction takes a customer, because a customer takes a transaction, the transaction price, and the transaction status. If it is failed, no pump is being activated. No pump from a tank is being activated. If the price is enough, it gets approved. If Mr. James has the price, it's approved. Editing transactions, we edited a transaction, deleting a transaction. That is it. That is it so far for the gas tank, gas station. So each class has its own inbuilt print method, a formatted print method, or how it is. So in the main class, all we have to do is whenever we send in the array of a class, for example the customer class, it has its own print. So rather than having a lot of print methods, all we have to do is create a generic function which takes a string identifier and then it checks if the identifier that has been passed equals the pump identifier, it prints it out. It calls the print function of that class. Similarly, with adding, deleting, and editing, I just have one method, one generic method, which takes in an identifier and an object of that class. Based on what's been passed in, the operation is being carried out. But editing, general edit, deleting, and so on and so forth. The system controller class, like I said earlier, this is what is used to calculate the price. And the tank, it has the fuel type, price per liter, the ID, and then the list of pumps belonging to this.